Spartans! What is your profession?
I'm not that far removed from the storm. The heat still lingers, my heart's still warm. I try to change, but the core remains. I'm not that far removed from the flame.
I'm not that far removed from the storm. The heat still lingers, my heart's still warm. I try to change, but the core remains. I'm not that far removed from the flame.
They pushed and pulled like I'm a game to play. Thought I'd crumble, thought I'd stray. I walked away from shadows I knew, but I'm not that far removed from the view.
They threw their stones, I caught them all. Built a wall so I wouldn't fall. Changed my name, changed my tune, but I'm not that far removed from the moon.
I'm not that far removed from the fire that burns, the soul I prove. You can test me, you can try, but I'm still the storm, the unbroken sky. I bury my past, but it won't stay gone. A ghost in the mirror, it lingers on. Try to rewrite, try to improve, but I'm not that far removed from the groove.
I buried the fire, but it still flickers low. They thought I'd crumble, but they don't even know. The echoes of me that I left in the past still rise like a shadow I can't outlast.
They see my face, but they don't see the scars. Every line's a map, a story that's ours. I wear my armor, my heart's subdued, but I'm not that far removed from the crude.
They built their walls, but I've got my tools. Try to make me dance to their shallow rules. I walked away, but the fight's in my veins. Not that far gone from my old hurricane.
They wanted a puppet, but I cut the strings. Tried to clip my wings, but I still sing. I shed my skin, but the scars still show. Not that far gone from the me they used to know. I'm not that far removed from the fire that burns, the soul I prove. You can test me, you can try, but I'm still the storm, the unbroken sky.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? It is my great and grand pleasure to have you in the building as we try to work on this end-to-end workflow because for some awkward, weird reason, the site is not loading. So we're gonna figure that out. It's always something in tech. It is always something in tech. There is never going to be a day where you just come in and you just chill out and you just relax. It is always something going on. But where is my hospitality? I am Tekotrov. We are engineered to win. Or as some of my friends like to say, I do my very, very, very best to annoy you to success.
Bruh.
And I absolutely love it. Quick announcements before we get into our show, before we get to work. Today at noon, it's already scheduled, I'm going to be premiering how, make sure none of my friends are around, how a feature that I found out on the Lovable platform has put me in what I call God mode. I'm going to be showcasing that, how I use it. and how I'm able to navigate it. It's been so helpful. It's been so helpful the past week, and I want to show it to you. If you are tech savvy, if you know how to code, it is going to put you on another level. What was the name of that? What was the name of that group from Atlanta with Little Scrappy? Get on my level. Get on my level. What? Get on my level. What? That that's how it had me in my feelings. Like, wow, you get to use your engineering background, your web development background with our platform hand in hand. Cats and dogs dancing in the streets. It was absolutely amazing. So we're going to be talking about that at noon Eastern time. I'm going to be showing you how I use it, how it's helped me, all of that good stuff. All right. But yeah, and then tomorrow night we're going to be going live as well. We're going to look into our cybersecurity, look back into the course. How can we integrate AI? I released a clip the other day. I think it was on Monday night about how we were using the Python using Python and ChromaDB to create a RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So, we while we're learning this ethical hacking, we're also trying to see how can we integrate AI into it so that we can stay ahead of the curve. All right. So with that being said, we are going to get one more announcement, right? Saturday, Tech Coach Off Patreon, we're going to be doing a vibe coding and chill. I have one of my guys who are going to come up, and I am going to work with him to create a prompt, to create a prototype of an app idea that he had thought of. And I just want to show him and you guys, whoever is part of the Tech Coach Off Patreon, how easy it is to get started on a platform like Lovable. I don't know the other platforms as well yet, but I do know Lovable. But to show how easy it is to get started and at least get a prompt. And the fact that they give you they give you 30 credits for a month and 5 per day for free, and you get 2 products on Superbase for free, you can actually get started with a project. And the way that I see it, it's challenging, but you need these challenges so that you can start developing your mind on how to work through these things. Right. So that is what we're doing Saturday in the Tech Coach Off page. We're going to be doing a meetup. I'll answer your questions. I will give you some insight. I'll show you some stuff that I'm working on deploying soon with my team. And I am going to be working with one of my guys to show you how quickly and how I think of these different prompts. You saw it yesterday, but how I think about these prompt ideas and how I am able to come up with a prototype in minutes. All right. So join us, techcoach.dev. Join us and let's run it up together. All right. So here is the deal. It's always something. It is always something. Every single thing was going perfectly this morning, right? And I go ahead and I get ready to start the stream, and I go to the URL for my N8N application, and this is what I see on the screen, right? It says the site can't provide secure connection. N8N tech.techcoachrap.dev sent an invalid response. And I have absolutely no idea why it's doing that. I logged into DigitalOcean, and DigitalOcean has been a godsend for this past month. Not even a month that I have it yet so far, but I estimated one of the reasons I was always afraid to install stuff because I'm accustomed to AWS, right? But I always heard of DigitalOcean. I didn't really know what it did, right? And then I was like, well, how can I host this stuff? Boom. I found out about DigitalOcean. It was suggested in what suggested it? I think maybe a Gemini prompt suggested it, and then I looked into it. I'm like, oh wow, for $6 a month, maybe $12 a month, I can host my Dockerized applications. Get the heck out of here. I was like, let me give it a try, and so far it's been great. Checking out my X feed, I have things that are posting. This is what we're doing right now. But then if we look at, this is being posted. My marketing for the products from the merch.techcoach.dev are being marketed. Yeah, everything is looking good. But The problem is I cannot get into it, and I don't know exactly why. So we are going to have to spend at least this part of the morning, investigating that.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I had it all in my mind. We're just going to continue working on where we left off, but alas, this is what we're dealing with. So let you guys get to see live and in action how I troubleshoot this stuff, because I really, really, really want to get through this, getting this marketing flow to work. But we need our infrastructure to work in order to do that. All right, so here we go. All right, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let me see. All right, so when I click refresh, it's telling me that I have this error. It's telling me there's a SSL protocol error. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to Gemini, and I'm gonna say, when I try to access my application or my web application hosted on DigitalOcean via Docker, I am getting this error, right? So the first thing I'm gonna say this. Now I'm going to say, I'm going to share my criteria, my conditions, so that I can give more information. The more information you're able to pass to these, like whether you're just doing a Google search, whether you're doing through a large language model, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is, you want to provide more information so it knows what to work with, so it doesn't start giving you the same things to try again, right? So I'm going to say that I am using a subdomain hosted with, or where the DNS is managed with DreamHost, and the NS records for that subdomain are pointing to DigitalOcean. I installed a Let's Encrypt cert. Where did I install that cert though? That's a good question. Let me see. Because it's not a domain issue. It's telling me that I have a certificate issue. But where would that certificate issue be? I think they're called droplets. No, not GPU. I think they're just called droplets. But this is the part that I was telling you guys about, where it is not it's not like, oh well, you just do this and you just vibe code and it's all good to go. No, there are things that you're going to run into that you're going to have to figure out. And if you were able to get this far, and now you just go ahead and, like, now when you try to access your site, this is what you see, right? The only reason that I'm bothered by it is because I was supposed to live stream working on the workflow, but I'm not bothered by it in general, because I'm like, okay, just something else for me to figure out. And every single thing that I do is a learning opportunity for me. I never ever pass up a learning opportunity. So I get to figure this out, right? It is not a big deal. I just really wanted to work on this NA workflow, because it's been a few weeks since we've been trying to get this to work, right? So let me just see if this IP address works. Why is that blocked? That doesn't make any sense. And what the heck is safe browse? Oh, okay, that's a Comcast thing. What in the world? All right, give me a second. Copy. Let me see what's going on over here. So that's good. There's just Nginx. So that is good. Invalid. Okay. So the networking is okay. Let's see, access. Let's see. So let me move this to the other screen so I can share it. So right now I am logged in to. I'm logged into the actual Docker server. See Docker PS, and it is still working. It's still working, and it's not a necessary issue. All right, so let me, and this is how I troubleshoot this stuff, right? So that I can get better context of what's going on. So now I'm going to say, let's see, let's encrypt certificate at DreamHost, and the application is working, but I can't get to it because of that error. So let's see what it says. But you get to see the type of stuff that I do every single day at work, doing my own work, always troubleshooting, always figuring things out. Like I've been working on these different apps, and I have to go. I feel like I am a surgeon. The way I have to go deep into the code and do very, very precise modifications that it can take. It's time consuming, but but it's necessary. All right. So the error is because your SSL certificate is installed on DreamHost, but you have subdomain traffic being routed to your DigitalOcean server, which doesn't have this. Why doesn't? But it's been working for all this time. And that might make sense. That. All right. Maybe I did have it. Let me see. Let's go to. I don't remember. I just don't remember when we set this up where my certificate was done. All right, let's do this. Let me log into DreamHost and see what's going on over there, because I am quite confused. Domains. And let's see here. Move that out. Let's see. Websites, secure certificates, and wait a second. So that's interesting. That is interesting. So all right, so I'm looking at DreamHost on my end over here. And if we do this, something's not right. So I'm looking at this, but I don't see my N8N over there at all. I don't see my N8N over there. Okay, so wow, that is so weird. I don't understand what happened. All right, well, I guess I'll add it back. But I That's so weird. All right, give me a second. Let me try to add it back. I'm so confused. Create a subdomain, and we're going to do N8N, and we're going to do Tech Coach Ralph. I don't know how this could disappear like that. I'm super confused right now. Let's do setup DNS. Set DNS. Because this was working perfectly fine. And if I look, and it says invalid certificate. But why? So if I go here and I check these domains, DNS record. And it's not even telling me that it is a, it's not telling me that it's a, it's not telling me that it's a routing issue. It's telling me that it's a network issue. So let me do this then. Go over to the other one. If we do let's look up n8n dot techcoachralph.dev 134 122.6.87. So that's, how is it? I'm so confused. I don't know how it's getting routed here. I'm lost. Okay, so confusing. Let's go back to DreamHost. You refresh this page. So it has that record in here. But the name servers seem incorrect. And why isn't it even in there in the first place? That is so confusing. And then it's back. So because I am so lost what happened here, because I did not go into DreamHost and remove this, but it is whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and log in. All right, we are back in. We are that I have to look into that, because I don't understand why this don't, because then when it got added back, it has the right record in there. So how did it get deleted in the first place? Things that make you say, Okay, well, whatever. We'll figure that out. We will figure that out. But we are back in business. We got my guy in the building, Rod Brown. What's up, Rod Brown? How are you? Rod Brown, I missed you on the stroll last night. However, I did say some things that would have gotten me clipped up. So I'm sad that you weren't there, but I'm also kind of happy that that I'm not going to make it on one of your reaction videos. So, but shout out to you, Rod Brown, my guy, Rod Brown. And being that my guy, Rod Brown, is using a different, his main profile now, I guess I have to go ahead and make this happen. Where is it? Let's do that really quickly. Oops. And bada bing, bada boom, we have given. So Rod Brown has the juice. Rod Brown has the juice now. All right. And by the way, Rod Brown is going live tonight at 9 p.m. p.m. It is going to be a great episode, and his mic will be working phenomenal. So tune in tonight. I will be in the chat driving home from jiu-jitsu, listening to my guy Rod Brown going live. I've been waiting for this for almost like for since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of the year, I've been waiting for this, and my dream has came true. So I get to watch Rod Brown with you guys tonight at 9 p.m. on the Rod Brown channel. You guys go and check out, subscribe to this channel, and let's enjoy this amazing content that he's putting out. All right. So let's get back to work, though. Let's get back to work. So now that we're back in, let's go to find the post that we're working on. Updated 2 days ago, created July 4th. Was it that one? Oh, it's this one. 2 days ago. What? I mean, what is this? This is the... I don't remember updating this 2 days ago. I'm all confused. What was I doing 2 days? I have no idea. Anyways, let's go back to this flow. Create updated 5 days ago. So let's check this one out. And we had gotten all the way up to here. And then so basically what we were doing was we passed in a webhook call. Then we do the webhook. Let me see if I can find the... Where is this? What is that? We did the webhook to start, continue. And we said we pass this along. Well, no. We need to have it in test mode. All right, so let's do listen for test event. Okay, that's good, because by us listening for test event, now when we go into here, say send, it's accepting it. We go back over here. We're good to go. Sending in information. And now we can work our way through the system, make sure things are still working. Good. So this one is the input validation. This is going to multi-source data aggregator, target audience, campaign objective. Now advanced analyzer. So all of this stuff, advanced ad analyzer. So all this stuff we had already done. I'm just running through it again. You're a high expert ad analyst specializing in identifying high performing advertisements. Analyze these advertisements examples, yada, yada, yada. All right, cool. Let's do that. All of this should work. So last time we're fixing up the flow that it provided to us. This is a flow that I picked up off of what do you call it? Off X. I copied it into Manus and said, hey, this is the description of this post. This is a picture of this workflow. Can you recreate it for me? And Manus recreated it for me. And I said, make sure you do it better than they had. So Manus recreated it for me, right? So we have this step. Now we're going to go to Visual Intelligence Engine, where it is doing stuff that's going to make people feel all gooey inside. It wants to spend some money. Psychological trigger architect. So now it's sending to OpenAI to get you are a behavioral psychology expert specializing in consumer psychology, persuasion triggers. And right now I have it on the mini, but if and when I go to use this for actual marketing purposes, I will definitely up it to a higher model to get even better marketing suggestions and more up-to-date stuff. But let's execute that. And then like the final goal for this that I would see is after all this is created, have it posted somewhere, you know. All right, so that is done. Provide response in detailed JSON format with effectiveness scores for each trigger. We might want to return this as JSON, but let's see what happens. Let me see. Okay, so we took the content in, and let me see. Recommended copy angles, platform optimization, emotional hooks. How is this supposed to? Oh wait, this already. So this isn't parsing correctly. It's not parsing correctly. And all right, so that's what I thought. So let me go back to this one. And I am going to say I want to output content as JSON, execute step. Because sometimes what happens is when it outputs it outputs JSON code into a markdown format. And then what ends up happening is it puts in all the line breaks and stuff like that as a /n, and it can't be parsed properly. So you need to know when to force OpenAI to return it as JSON and when to accept it as markdown. It just depends on the use case, right? If you are going to be printing this somewhere else, then you do want it to do in markdown. But if you're going to be using this to pass this into some type of data type thing, then you do want it to be returned as JSON. And that's all a part of your request, how you send your requests, and how you get your response back. All right, so now if we go over to here, and if I execute that, see, now that I execute that, so before, when none of this stuff was filled out, right? None of this stuff was filled out before. Now everything is filled out properly because we are returning it as JSON and not as, if I go to close the content and we go and we look at, let me see, where are we? Where is it? Was I being too excited too early? I have content. I see psychological trigger explanation. Let me see. All right, hold on. I might be missing something. So I hate these fallback things because they never actually work. So it leads you to believe that it's something valid when it's not. All right, so it's not actually working. So let's get it to work. All right, so let's see. Let's take a look over here. Workflow data. Process copy variation and prepared for visual generation. So if I take, all right, so if I take this out right here, a second. What? If I take this out right here and I drop that right there, Okay, so they're using a parse. They're using a parse. So bigger they're using parse. This is already parsed. So do I even need this? Let me think. So if I say this, if copy variations equals copy response, and inside of that we have variations equals ID variation 1. So that's the fallback. Expected expression. Wait, what happened to my something disappeared? That is that, and then this would be like, oops. This would be like that. And copy variations would go into add variations like that. All right, so I can fix this. So now I need to figure out the workflow data though, which would be workflow data should be it should be like this maybe. All right, so let's take a look now at what needs fixing. So variation, copy variation dot add variation, all right, and it's mapping that. There is no ID for the variation. But if there is no ID, then let me see if I do. There's no ID that's created for the add variation. It's not even naming it the right way. But what I can do is just take that out. Do that, right? So we just create our own variation ID. Headline, variation, visual prompt with workflow brand name. All right, so let's see. Psychological trigger explanation. I see the explanation. So what is this one actually? So emotional tone. Emotional tone. So would this make sense as the emotional tone? Psychological, utilize the fear of missing out by presenting. Okay, yeah, so that is it. So psychological, that is under the platform specific adaptations. And no, that's not there. Where is that located? Add variation. So it's outside of add variation? All right, let me go back a little bit. Hold on, let me take a look at the table. I'll see it better that way. So psychological trigger explanation is located under the schema. Okay, so it's under the actual, it's right there. Why is that not picking up? All right, so let's do, and this is the part like when using AI where you will tell it to do, you'll ask it to give it to you in one particular format and it just doesn't. So all right, we're gonna do, does not exist. What? I'm seeing it right here. So advert. All right, so let me go back a little bit. I'm seeing the add variation map. So this is the first map. So if I was to say, so variation has headline, platform specific adaptation. But there goes this one. Why aren't you finding it? Oh, I know why. I'm looking at the wrong side. I need to look at, I think that's what it is. I think I need to look at over here. Psychological, but it's right here, right? So let me see if I was to just drop. Oops. If I just drop this in here, just so I can see how it looks. Yeah, it's right there. So why can't you see it? Variation. I don't know why you can't see it. I see it. Strange enough. Does not exist. Headline, body. What? I literally see it right here. It says variation. Variation headline, body copy, call to action, platform specific adaptation. Then platform is here, but it cannot find the psychological triggers. Let me execute this step again, because I am literally seeing it over here. Unless I'm sending in the wrong thing. Oh, yeah. So what if we were to do and we name this like that. We put that. Execute step. And And is it working? Did it work? I just don't want it to use the fob. Oh, I guess it did. Well, let me see. Variation 1, unlock your potential today. I just got to make sure it's not using the fallback. I hate when it uses the fallback. So based on what it came up with, visual prompt create a professional. Just got to make sure. I guess that's correct. I hope. Let me see. Let's take a look at this one again. I just got to make sure the data here is making it over there. Let's look at the first one. Do we see one named? Are you ready to take the oh, there he goes. Yep, it looks like it's passing over. Platform adaptations, psychological, utilizes. All right, yeah, I think we're good. We are good there. Crazy craziness. All right, cool. Like this is the part where it gets tough, you know? Okay. Now we need to got all this working. We need to let's go for another 10 minutes. All right. We need to add another. What's this? I have to investigate this later. We need to add another model message. And we are going, so let me get my N8N up. Where are we? All right, so we are all the way to the UR files, comprehensive workflow testing. Is it this one? Let me see. Nope, not that one. We want this one, the node by node breakdown with purposes. So we are all the way to. I should make like a blog post about this actually. Post it somewhere. Maybe I'll post this on the Patreon. All the details of making this flow. But this is psychological trigger architecture. Did we do that one already? Visual generation variation. All right, we just did this one. Emotional hook and copy generator. I think we did that. Copy properties. Okay, we did that. All right, visual generation variations. AI powered generation of 3 distinct psychologically optimized visual assets. What they do, these 3 nodes will work in parallel to create unique visual assets for copy variation. Each node uses DALL-E 3 to generate high. I don't know if I want to use DALL-E 3 though. I might want to use Runware because I have an account with Runware and an API key. Visual. All right, cool. Node 1. What if we do can you give me node information for node 10 through 12 for doing this with a high quality model from runware.ai. So what I'm asking for, how can I use runware instead of DALI 3? Because if I use DALI 3, it's going to use up all of my tokens, and you guys know how I am a recovering token addict, right? So I'm gonna ask it to do Runware because I have credits with Runware, and their model. I like their pay as you go model, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So it's doing those in particular. Let me see if there's any Runware models. We'll probably just have to use we'll probably have to use HTTP node. So what I will do is, I wonder what I have under AI. Let's see what they have under AI. All right. So let's drop in an HTTP node. And we will do let's see. Just looking at their documentation. That's one of the things I like about Manus, right? Because Manus will go out there and look at the documentation and find all the answers for you. So I like how they search. But you got to be careful because you can definitely use up all of your credits really quickly by just using it willy nilly. So I choose when I use a Gemini, when I use a ChatGPT, when I use a Manus to do some research for me. While that's happening, let me go ahead and log into Runware. Sign in. We are in there, and I will get an API key for that. It's doing everything for me right now. It's setting up it's updating the process to follow, and it's setting up the process to follow and the following JSON, or not JSON, but the following JavaScript to be able to extract the images, right? And the reason I want to use Runware is if I use DALI 3, it's probably going to cost me more using it directly through my OpenAI tokens versus if I do it through if I just choose a better, or not a better, but a different model through Runware, because they give you access to thousands of models. We have Caffeine Storm in the building, says they do the legwork for you. Nice. They sure do. And it's awesome. It is awesome.
Freaking awesome.
And thank you so much for tuning in on the Twitch side of the game. Truly appreciate you and everyone who tunes in on Twitch.
I appreciate you.
And Rob Brown says, look at all that beautiful code. Tell me about it, Rob Brown. Tell me about it. It is so gorgeous. It brings a tear to my eye. All right, so Runware AI advantages up to 2048 by 2048 versus DALI 1024 by 1024. Access to 1,000+ specialized models, control advanced parameters for fine tuning, speed 5 to 10x faster generation. It is Runware is fast in their generation, and it's 5 to 10x more affordable. That's why I use Runware. Enable not safe for detection for brand safety. That's a good idea. So already signed up. Add NAN credentials. So, and here's the deal. Here's the deal, right? Per 1,000 images, if I do 1,000 images on DALL-E 3, I'm looking at $48 per month, right? If I do it on Runware, it's $2 to $5 per month. Monthly savings for 1,000 images, it is monthly. Wait, what? Per images generated for 1,000 images per month, monthly savings. I don't know what that means, but anyways, we have all the details here. Let me see. So if we get here, and this is the thing about researching, finding the different tools and softwares that you need. So it says Node 10 professional, so complete node configuration, Node 10, 11, and 12. Juggernaut XL, photorealistic professional, feature professional advertising photography commercial grade. Real Viz XL, ultra realistic commercial grade, and then Dream Shaper XL. Oh my god, it's already 9:50. It's already almost 9:15. Let me see if we can get one of these models here. Preview not available. What? Why not? Gotta download this. Let me see what this is. What's going on here? Let me see. Download. What is this? What is that? Why can I not? That's weird. All right, whatever. I'm gonna markdown viewer. I don't know why it gave it to me like this, but it's all good. Let's go and paste that here. All right, so this is what we have to do. So let's do one node real quick, and then on next Monday we'll do the other 2 nodes. Granted that everything works fine, right? All right, so so let's do this. I'm gonna go. Let me move this over to my N8N next to my N8N. All right, so we're gonna go here, and we're gonna give it a name. Runware variation 1. We are going to do method post. If we can get one image generating, that'll be awesome. We're gonna do this post authentication. We want a we'll use auth headers. Okay, so I don't know if I want to use auth headers. Do we have to use auth headers? Let me see. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's see. All right, let's see. I'll think about that. Generic. Well, there's bear auth right here. Create new. Run where bear auth. And bearer token. This credential use authorization headers to use a custom header, use custom auth credentials instead. So if we say and if we do, okay, we say save. And okay, so we have our bear auth token. Headers. All right, so let's say we do send headers. We do content type, and value is going to be application JSON. I think that should be fine. All right, so next up, we are going to do copy the request body. Send body, do JSON, using JSON, drop that in there. And I am going to say delete that and have this come over here. Okay. So this is looking good. What else do we want to do as part of that? We got that advanced configuration optional. Where did this go? It shouldn't take too long. So if we have that, not sure where this would go, to be honest. We'll leave the advanced configuration on for now because I'm not sure where this actually goes. So let's just copy this real quick. All right, let's go ahead and go over here because what I can do is and we go over to here, run where visualization 2. Got all that. Send body. The send body over here is going to be that. And we paste that. Oops. Right there. And we do a third one where we are going to take that here, send body again, and drop that in here. Oh my goodness gracious. Drop that in here and connect there, connect there. And if we were to delete that connection, let me just run this one, right? Let's see if that works. JSON parameter needs to be valid JSON. Okay, let's see where we are getting our malfunction. This is good. All of this looks good. This is all good. What is the... I don't know. The JSON parameter needs to be valid JSON at... wish there was better troubleshooting on NAN, because I don't see what the JSON parameter needs to be. Valid JSON. Oh, is it? Could it be? Oh, it could be because of this. Maybe the. But I feel like it would have gave me an error though, if that was the case. Let me see. Request body. Request body JSON. Can a JSON request be an array? A JSON object cannot be an array in the sense of being interchangeable or having the same structure. So that's what the problem. So then why is it giving me the JSON structure as an array if it can't be an array? JSON body. What if I just take out that? Let me execute that. Let's just say, oh, that shouldn't affect the other ones. All right, so run where.ai, documentation, image interface. All right, yeah, so I don't know why they gave me a list, but it should just be like that. And that would be correct. That looks correct. That looks correct. That looks correct. That looks correct. I don't know why it's telling me no. That looks correct. Whatever. Let's be valid JSON. Content type JSON. Using JSON. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up with that. I gotta go. But we're making progress. We're using the runware API, post, generic credentials bearer. If we can get this request to go through, some weird reason it's not, we would be, you know what? Let me try something. JSON formatter. Process. Ah, there we go. Well, that's a little different. Oh, okay. That makes sense. If we go to here, I think it's confusing. It's no, because it ends up looking like copy that. So this is what it's sending it. So let's see how this looks. JSON formatter. But this is what I mean by the little trickery that we have to do in order to get things to work. So process, and now we can see that the malfunctions. Ah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Include space for headline, and it's sending over these. It's sending over these. Crap. Oh my god. Okay. It's sending over. Shoot. It's sending over quotes in its request, causing it not to work properly. So we'll need to figure out how to escape. All right. We know what we need to do. We know what we need to do. So we have a game plan. When we come back on Monday morning, we're gonna have to figure out, in sending the request, we need to have a way to escape whatever is adding quotes into the field that's being sent over. So no biggie. That's what we do. That is what we do over here. I am going to get out of here. I just posted the sprint review from this past Sunday. It's really, really good, of the app that we're working on, and what we did the past 2 weeks, we're going to be doing for the next 2 weeks, and our anticipated go live date. That is in the Tech Coach on Patreon.dev. Do me a favor on the way out, if you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Go to techcoach.dev and sign up today. And with that being said, have a great day. See you guys at noon. We are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
I'm not their echo, I'm my own sound. My roots in the earth, my head unbound. They whisper and judge, but I'm not their clay. I mold my tomorrow, I'm done with today. I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the storm. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away, yeah.
I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the fray. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Their dreams aren't mine, they never fit. A puzzle forced, it just won't click. I see the world through my own eyes, not filtered through their scripted lies.
Their dreams were cages I couldn't call home. I saw a horizon where I could roam. They don't understand what they can't contain, but my path is my own through joy and pain. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Let them whisper, let them glare. I have grown strong in this thin air. The crowd may roar, but I won't bend. My road's my own until the end. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can try to shame me, but I won't obey. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can try to shame me, but I won't obey.
They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold
So call me the outsider if that's what I'll be. I'd rather be lost if it means I'm free. Their maps are for them, I'll chart my own sea. I walked away, now I'm finally me.